When my unfaithful wife pulled this out of her purse, I instantly knew she was having an affair. But just days later, my cousin called with a sinister plan. "Buddy, I have bad news, but I also know how we can get brutal revenge without ending up behind bars." What happened next? It was the ultimate payback. The first signs. I should have noticed the warning signs when Emma started acting differently. We had been married for 8 years, and while our relationship wasn't perfect, I thought we were strong. We had built a comfortable life together. Emma was a senior consultant at a high-end luxury firm, and I was working my way up in the finance sector. Our schedules were demanding, but we always made time for each other. At least we used to. Lately, things had changed. Emma was always glued to her phone, typing away with a smirk she once saved just for me. Date nights became an afterthought, and the worst part? The sudden urgent business trips and late meetings. She started coming home looking exhilarated, as if she had just lived another life. I wanted to believe I was imagining things, that it was just work stress or a passing phase. But deep down, I knew something was wrong. Then one night, the truth hit me like a freight train. The evidence. It was a Friday evening. Emma had just come home, tossing her expensive beige handbag onto the kitchen counter before heading for a shower. Something about the way she rushed past me, without even sparing a glance, made my stomach churn. Then, I heard a low buzzing sound coming from her purse. Normally, I wasn't the kind of guy to snoop, but something inside me snapped. My gut screamed at me to check. I carefully unzipped her purse and reached inside. My fingers brushed against something unexpected, a sleek black box. At first, I thought it was just makeup or perfume. But when I flipped it over, my heart stopped. It was a luxury jewelry brand, Van Cleef and Arpels. I opened the box. Inside lay a delicate gold bracelet, exactly the kind of thing Emma would love. But what sent a chill down my spine was the engraving on the inside. "For my beautiful E, always yours, M." For a moment, I forgot how to breathe. My mind went blank, my heart pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. M? Who the hell was M? The shower turned off. My hands trembled as I shoved the box back into her purse and stepped away, my mind racing. This was it, the confirmation I never wanted. Emma wasn't just distant. She was having an affair. But instead of confronting her right away, something told me to wait. To be smart about this. That's when my cousin Oliver called. The sinister plan. Oliver and I had grown up together, more like brothers than cousins. He worked in private security, meaning he had a very particular set of skills when it came to uncovering secrets. When I picked up, he didn't even let me say hello before he spoke. "Buddy, I have bad news, but I also know how we can get brutal revenge without ending up behind bars." I gripped the phone tighter. "What do you mean?" Oliver sighed. "I wasn't sure whether to tell you this, but I got some information today that you need to hear. Emma, she's cheating on you. And not just with some random guy. It's her boss, Marcus Davenport." I felt sick. Marcus Davenport, the CEO of her firm. A well-groomed, arrogant bastard in his late 40s with a reputation for being untouchable. Married with kids, but constantly rumored to be sleeping with younger women at his company. I clenched my jaw. "How do you know?" "Because," Oliver said, "one of my clients is his wife's private investigator. They've been tracking him. Your wife is just one of his many affairs. But here's the thing, Marcus isn't just a cheater. He's reckless. And that's going to be his downfall." A dangerous calm settled over me. "What are you suggesting?" Oliver chuckled darkly. "We're going to ruin him. And we're going to make sure Emma regrets every single choice she made." And just like that, the plan for ultimate revenge was set into motion. The setup. Oliver and I spent the next few days gathering as much information as possible. Emma's schedule, when she worked late, when she traveled for business. Marcus's habits, where he went after work, the hotels he preferred, the people he met. Digital evidence, Emma's texts, her call logs, GPS tracking to confirm her locations. Then, we set the trap. Emma had told me she had an important business meeting on Friday night. Little did she know, we would be waiting. I already knew what was going on, so I decided to play along. That morning, I kissed Emma goodbye like nothing was wrong, watching her drive off without a care in the world. But she had no idea what was waiting for her. That night, Oliver and I got into position. Hidden cameras had been set up in Marcus's hotel suite, not just to catch them in the act, but to make sure the right people saw it. As Emma and Marcus met in the luxurious penthouse, laughing, drinking, and kissing in the dim glow of the room, the footage was being live-streamed directly to Marcus's wife, his board members, and Emma's closest colleagues. But that was just the beginning. Just as things started heating up, Oliver made a call. A hotel staff member, who was working with us, knocked on Marcus's door. "Sir, we've received a security complaint. We need you to step outside immediately." Marcus, startled, quickly wrapped himself in a robe and opened the door. Waiting for him in the hallway was his furious wife and a small crowd of people, including 2 board members from his company. Emma, half-dressed, stood frozen in terror. And just when she thought things couldn't get any worse, I walked in. Her face turned ghostly pale. "James," she whispered, her voice barely audible. I stared at her with nothing but cold indifference. "Surprised to see me?" she stammered, trying to cover herself with the silk sheets, her hands trembling. But there was no escape. The consequences had arrived. The fallout. Emma remained frozen on the bed, gripping the sheets as if they were the only thing keeping her from falling apart. "James, this isn't what it looks like," she blurted out. I almost laughed. The audacity. Behind me, Marcus's wife, Olivia, strode into the room like a storm. Her eyes burned with rage, but she wasn't crying. She wasn't even screaming. She was smiling. And that was far more terrifying. Olivia was no ordinary woman. She came from old money, and while Marcus had always been the face of the business, it was her family's fortune that had kept it afloat. She turned to her husband, her voice smooth as glass. "Marcus, how do you think the board will react when they see this footage?" "Oh, wait." She held up her phone, turning the screen toward him. The live stream was still playing. Board members, shareholders, top executives, every single one of them had been watching. Marcus went pale. He opened his mouth to speak, but Olivia silenced him with a raised hand.
No, darling.
"I don't want to hear it," she said sweetly. "You see, I've been waiting for this moment. The moment you'd slip up so spectacularly that you'd hand me everything on a silver platter. And now, I own you." Marcus flinched as 2 men stepped forward, private security from Olivia's own firm. "Sir," one of them said firmly, "Mrs. Davenport has requested that we escort you off the premises. Also, your belongings have already been removed from the house." Marcus's face crumbled. "Olivia, please." "Oh, don't beg, Marcus. It's pathetic." She turned to me and winked. "This is going to be an ugly divorce, but don't worry, I'll make sure it's very public." Marcus's career was over before he could even process what had just happened. But I wasn't done yet. Emma's reckoning. Emma was still sitting on the edge of the bed, gripping the sheets like they were her last lifeline. Her body trembled, but her eyes darted toward me, wide with fear. Not fear of losing Marcus. Not even fear of being caught. No. She was afraid of me. Afraid of what I was about to do next. "James, let's talk about this," she pleaded. I scoffed.
"Talk.
"Like the way you talk to Marcus?" I shook my head. "No, Emma. We're past that." Reaching into my coat, I pulled out a manila folder and tossed it onto the bed next to her. Her brows furrowed in confusion before she hesitantly picked it up and flipped it open. Her hands shook violently as she scanned the contents. Inside were copies of everything, every text, every call log, every hotel receipt. GPS records of her car parked at Marcus's penthouse. Expense reports showing company money being used to fund their secret trips. Emma sucked in a sharp breath. "How did you?" I smirked. "I have my ways." I crossed my arms and smirked. "Oh, and one more thing, Emma. Olivia now has these documents too. She's already forwarding them to Marcus's corporate lawyers." "Oh, and HR, because last time I checked, sleeping with the CEO while getting promoted 3 times in a year is a serious ethics violation." Emma's eyes widened in horror. "James, no, this could ruin me." I smiled. Oh, I know. Marcus and Emma weren't just exposed privately. No, that would have been too easy. The footage from that night mysteriously leaked online within hours. The headlines spread like wildfire. Small Blue Diamond, luxury firm CEO caught in scandalous affair. Corporate ethics violation investigation underway. Small Blue Diamond, Marcus Davenport's secret life. Multiple affairs, corporate misconduct, and a shocking public fallout. Small Blue Diamond, employee or mistress. Rising star Emma Clark's sudden promotions under scrutiny. The public backlash was brutal. Marcus was immediately placed on leave pending an internal investigation. The board, led by Olivia, voted unanimously to remove him from his position. His entire empire crumbled overnight. And Emma? She was fired.
Publicly.
The firm released an official statement condemning her unethical behavior. After that, no other luxury brand would touch her. The life she had built by betraying me was burned to the ground. A fresh start. A week later, I was sitting in my favorite cafe, enjoying my newfound freedom, when my phone buzzed. It was Emma. I let it ring. A second later, a text came through. Emma, James, please can we talk? I chuckled and deleted the message. Then another text popped up, this time from Olivia. Olivia, cheers to victory. Let's have dinner soon. I smiled. That woman was ruthless. I had to respect it. As I stepped out of the cafe, breathing in the fresh air, I realized something. For the first time in years, I was free. No more lies. No more betrayal. No more wondering if the woman I loved was secretly tearing my life apart behind my back. Emma and Marcus had gotten exactly what they deserved.
And as for me?
I walked away and never looked back. Because betrayal is a lesson. Revenge is an art. And freedom? That's the masterpiece.